I think it's hysterical. I mean, the original Japanese of Steins Gate is really, really amazing, and we always take that as kind of our inspiration, our point of departure when we're working on the dubs, always. It was a huge challenge because there are many moments in the show where the characters will suddenly just use an English phrase and use it in a very Japanese way. And it's funny, and especially when it's funny when like Okabe is saying, I'm about to say this son of a bitch. And you're like, that's brilliant. How can we possibly do that in English? Because he's supposed to be speaking English in our version and he can't just suddenly go into a Japanese accent. That's enormously, doesn't work. So we worked around it by other ways, and like I love Patrick Seitz is the one who wrote the line where he started speaking jive instead of English in our version when he's talking to one guy on the street. He's like, "Word to your mother," and it's funny because he doesn't sound like that, but that's Okabe trying to be cool, and he's not very good at being cool. And it worked. I thought it worked really, really well. So I liked it because it presents a challenge to a writer. We're like, wow, okay. What do we do with this? Because now they're speaking in English. And the last thing you want to do in a dub is play up the fact that, yeah, this was originally in Japanese. I mean, it's not that, we're trying to hide the fact, it's just that we want the audience to be sucked into the moment. And if you suddenly have them do this, you're like, well, that's not funny anymore, because the essence of the comedy in the Japanese version was the fact that he's suddenly switching over to very, very bad English. And we can't do that because he's already in English, and there's no reason, there's no motivation for him to start speaking bad English because he's English. He's English in this version and he speaks English well, so there's no reason he would suddenly go, I'm a mad scientist. So we decided to have him say other things and have him speak in an idiom that wasn't his own, which was just as funny. So I feel very strongly, as do many of us writers for shows like this, that in the difference between like the original and the dub should suck you in such a way that our philosophy is that, for example, that the line should be funny. The subtitle version should tell you exactly what's being said in the Japanese. The dub should make you laugh. And that's something we try to follow as closely as we can. And again, that was Patrick Seitz's genius working around that, and I thought it was great. It was really fun to say in the movie too. I thought, oh, we're going to get letters. And we did. It was great. So, thank you.